Hello everyone, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. So, I went ahead and accepted a few more contracts than what you originally saw me accept because I decided to upgrade the contract building just to get some more contracts accepted at the same time, especially since there were quite a few that shouldn't be too difficult to do. Although this one here, that might be a little more difficult. You have to achieve orbit around the sun, and probably not going to be able to do that quite yet, at least not reliably. I mean, one of these things requires you to be in a low orbit above the sun, and I don't know if we're going to be able to build a rocket good enough to do that, although to be honest, it's only going to require a probe. A probe capable of carrying. I think this one is what gives you the material study. I'm pretty sure that was this one. Anyway, speaking of probes, I went ahead and made a satellite, the Jebco satellite, because we have a mission to get this into orbit. And it doesn't have to be a very, major thing. It's just got to get to a position and maintain stability, and that's about it. It doesn't really have anything attached to it, although I'm going to send up this MechJeb thing just so we can see what all we can do with MechJeb right now. I can do this custom window editor, but I don't think I really need this. Plus, I don't know what it is. So our goal with this little satellite is simply to get it into position around Kerbal at the correct inclination and height. Now, I don't know if this is enough to actually get to the proper height, but let me double check the height. Let's see, it needs to achieve 2.7 million and 3 million. I might need a little bit more fuel behind this thing to get it into the proper position. Why can't I go back? I can't leave. Help, I'm trapped in the game. So, after restarting the game, I am now free from being trapped in the tracking building. Let's go ahead and load up that rocket again. So I wonder if this is actually going to be able to achieve the intended goal we're looking for, because we need to get into that orbit. I don't want to spend too much money doing this, but I don't know if it'll work out. And I wonder if there's any action groups I can really do for this. I'm pretty sure there isn't. Oh, let's just launch it. We'll see what happens. Now we'll have a cat at my feet that goes meow, because I stopped petting her for just a little bit. Okie dokie, so I don't think I have... Oh, I do have SAS. Good. Very good. Let's get the map up. Alright. I don't think this is going to work out well on my first go. But everything's worth trying, so 3, 2, 1, launch. And if nothing goes wrong, I will see you up in space. Alright, this has actually worked out a lot better than I expected. I suppose that's what happens when you don't really have a huge amount of stuff other than fuel and a small probe body. I don't really launch small satellites all that often, so I'm kind of a noob when it comes to satellite stuff. Big, bulky rockets, I launch those all the time in creative fun mode. They don't never really get anywhere, but I have fun doing it. Anyway, we need to get over to our maneuver spot. And hopefully we will be able to finish this maneuver off with no problem. I mean, we have plenty of fuel left, it seems. And full throttle. I love that you can now just go straight to full throttle. I don't know when they added that, but it's a good thing to have. Alright. We are in orbit. And because we have an upgraded tracking station, I can adjust these maneuvers however I wish. And I think we will just go for this and see how close we can get to this position. I think that's how we're gonna plan it out. I really don't know. I can't set a target, which is one of my issues for trying to deal with this. So everything I'm doing is just basically eyeballing it and hoping that I got it right. I think that will do. But then of course I need to adjust this. Maybe more like that. I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe I should just go for the apoapsis first. And then afterwards I can mess with things how I need to. Okay, so we need an apoapsis of 3 million. Oops, that's way too far. That is close enough. Okay, let's turn off our SAS. Now, I know we are probably not going to have enough fuel to keep using this booster. And the next booster we have is an LV909, I believe. Which means that we're going to have to probably start burning a lot sooner than 27 we'll start the burn at about 27 seconds, or 30 seconds, and we'll see what we need to do from there to keep it going. If I need to make another orbit to get the proper speed, then so be it. I just hope I have plenty of electricity. I should. I got a battery on here. Because we're going to be on the dark side. I need to adjust a little bit again. I'm surprised by how much boost we actually got out of that. Actually, I think that worked out kind of nice. Oh, it's a little bit too much. Let's just turn ourselves around and close enough. Okay. So we have the correct apoapse. Now we just need to get the correct periapsis. Unfortunately, I have left debris sitting in orbit around Kerbal that is not going to re-enter the atmosphere. There's some debris that's nearby that should be going into the atmosphere. Yeah, this one should have deorbited by now. I might have to actually go manually watch that thing and make sure it deorbits. Or I can just blow it up and say, hey, it was going to deorbit anyway, so why not? I do find it kind of entertaining how close we were to Crud Station. This entire time. It was just right below us. And we're doing good on electricity, so that's always lovely. Alright, once we get to the apoapsis, we need to add maneuver. Oops. So, oop. Wait, I can set moon as target? Huh. Interesting. 2,717. Or 2,717,000. Derp. I cannot read those numbers at all. We'll go with that for now, and I can try to adjust it later. I'm hoping that I don't need to get too exact with this to finish the mission out. There we go. Alright. So let's get warping. I'm not trying to run too many missions at once right now. I have the Kerbal alarm system, which would make it easy for me to run multiple missions at the same time, but I don't see a purpose to it until I get to the point where I actually would need to run multiple missions. Right now, we're basically just a startup space program. Okay, almost there. Let's see, what's the midway point? 47 seconds? There we go. Look at this thing go. I love it. It's working so beautifully. And once we have this set up, we can work on orienting our angles. And hopefully it's not going to be too difficult to be in the marginal deviation. Okay, so we need to get to 2717. Just keep a small burn until we're at least a 2.7. There we go. That is probably the best we're going to be able to get. Now we just need to be right here. Make our slight adjustment to the trajectory. Is almost perfect. Let's see, what will our final be? A little bit higher than it wants on the AbWaps, but I can probably drop that down if it really is picky about it. Maybe more like that, perhaps. 2711, 3005. There goes my phone beeping a little bit. Let's see. Okay, we'll go with this. And do a quick save because I'm going to use this auto warp thing. That worked out well. And the text message is my girlfriend. She is very tired today and unfortunately has to work. And she says blah. Okay, so T-minus 9 seconds, and that should give us about perfect. There. We're within the marginal deviation. Perfect. And we've maintained stability. That's amazing. I didn't need nearly as much fuel as I thought I did. I always overestimate the satellites. Or underestimate the satellites. Whatever you want to call it. Now let's extend our antennas. Just because I want it to. There. Now it looks more like a proper satellite. Amazing. And because I want to at least try this, maybe I should leave this engine attached. I don't know. Man, it's got an engine here. We'll try returning this to Kerbal, see how well it does. Or if I need to plan on having more things for deorbiting from a synchronous orbit. Bye, debris. And activate the engine for whenever it needs to be moved. That debris did not get anywhere near enough to return to Kerbal, so we just have extra debris floating around for no reason whatsoever other than I was messing around. Well, let us return to the Space Center then. They can keep their satellite, or I will keep the satellite. I don't really know which one it's going to be. But my mission is accomplished. We got a good chunk of money, a little bit of science as a reward. Oops, I wanted to trash that, not close it. And it's the middle of the night. So I'm gonna design another rocket because we need to get our new pilot a bit of experience while we're waiting for Jeb to return. Poor Jeb. Turns out he broke both his legs in 7 different places, a piece, in that crash. Yeah, that's the story we're going to go with. So I'm going to design another rocket, and I will see you in just a bit. And may I present to you the Rookie Trainer. It is hopefully going to get you into space so that you can start your training in the actual space program career. Get you a little bit of knowledge as to what it's like to launch yourself into a perilous vacuum which will kill you within seconds if you are not protected. I think that's a good selling speech, right? Oh, hopefully the new guy likes it. What was the new guy's name again? I forgot. No, seriously, I did forget. But he does... Canvas, that's what it was. It's a night flight right now, but we're going to go with it. Canvas, are you ready to experience your first foray into space? I have the option of doing an EVA report. I would do that, but I'm not going to. I will, however, do a temperature scan because that is the reason I put the thermometers on here. I want to get a bunch of temperature data. Alright, 3, 2, 1, launch. So this mission is really only just to get Campus Kerbal the little bit of experience he needs to gain a level. And also to get a little bit of temperature data. We're going to get some temperature data from here, and in space. Actually, we might not get the temperature data different between here and here. We'll see. Alright, so we're up in space. We're just preparing to make our orbital burn. I'm thinking there might not actually be enough fuel for this. But, hey, that's worth a shot, right? Everything is always worth a shot. And we do have some fuel left on this part. but whether it's enough fuel to actually get this thing into orbit and then return from orbit is an unknown. It's a complete unknown, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But it looks like we will have more than enough. Good. I would feel really horrible if I got Cambus Kerman stuck in orbit for nothing. Anyway, he has successfully achieved orbit. Good job, Cambus. You now know what it is like to get into space. You know what it is like to collect the scientific data that our scientists need to generate new parts to make it easier to get into space. How do you feel? He seems to be in a state of awe, unable to form words. Either that or he is completely stricken with terror and rendered mute as a result. Anyway, our journey up here has 2 missions. Well, actually 3. The first mission is to get Cambus Kerman a little bit of experience, knowing what it's like to pilot a rocket into space. The second mission is to transmit or recover scientific data from space around Kerbin, which we have in our thermometer. The third mission is a questionable one. We're going to try testing out this parachute at this altitude. And hopefully we'll be going about this speed. Whether or not we will actually be able to achieve such a feat is completely unknown. Because we're going to be coming in fast. We might shoot past this window altogether, going at too high a speed. Or we might somehow be going at too slow of a speed, which would be quite different. Alright, let's get ourselves to the brighter side of the planet. Oop, we have some scientific data we can get. An EVA report. I would like to do an EVA report. Unfortunately, I do not know where the crew hatch is. And this is why I didn't want to do the EVA report. Why would he just ping off the side of the rocket like that? And the rocket seems to have disappeared. I feel like I got screwed over on that. Kerbal Space Program, why are you so buggy? Just why? Well, we have plenty of fuel and the thing is right there. There, I got that stupid EVA report. Damn scientists and their demands. I wonder how long it'll take before we catch that thing. We need to get home for dinner. And why is it upside down now? This mission is kind of random. Poor choices lead to bad things happening. Remember that, kids. Well, we got the EVA report. Scientists, I hope you're happy. We are going to return home now. Why do I have a maneuver node? Whatever. So our landing position is going to be about there. I like this trajectory mod. It makes it so much easier to figure out where you're going to be going. Too bad the Kerbal Space Center is on the opposite side of the planet right now. I'm going to keep some of this fuel because I might be able to use it to get us to the proper speed when we're in this time frame, but who knows if that'll actually happen. I might want to keep it like this too. Alright, let's head back down to ground. Alright, we're closing into our time frame for the test of the parachute. We might actually get to the proper speed and height. We're going at the proper... We're at the proper height. That's a given. The speed... Success! Haha, we completed all of our mission objectives. I wonder... I forget what the... Altitude 2,500. I'm gonna throttle the engine all the way up when we get to that point, just in case it decides to tear this entire spacecraft apart. You know, this is probably gonna be a pretty gentle landing. Oh, there we go. It opened up. Let's ditch this unnecessary weight. This is going to be quite a lengthy wait before we hit the ground. Or ocean. I wonder if this thing's going to get out render distance. What's the max render distance again? 2,000? I saw a very small splash at the bottom. This is going to be a little bit rougher than I would like. But we're fine. Good. Anytime that you're heading towards the ground or water at over 4 meters per second, it worries me. But good job, Campus. You managed to get into orbit, do a weird EVA, just hanging out outside of your spaceship mission. You got some data. You did good, kid. Come home. And, ooh, look at that science. Alright, so a total of 31 science gained from just our temperature scanning and EVA report alone, which is pretty good. We got some extra science from the quest we completed. Now we recovered a very small amount of cash from our parts. It was a very low value because we didn't get near the KSC. But I didn't want to bother trying to land in the dark, so I don't care. And Campus Kerman, congratulations, you're level 1 now. You are as good a pilot as Jebediah. Who, by the way, I have received word, is on his way home from the hospital. Thank goodness for the marvels of modern Kerbal medical expertise. Let's see, you got 1 science for that. Mainly we did that for cash, which we got more than what we spent doing the mission, so that was worth it. And this one, we got a bunch of science for it, which is what made that one worth it. So overall, we did really good today. We got good stuff done. We got science. Jebediah is on his way home. I hear he's raring to go, ready for another flight. He might even take the surveyor out again and give it another whirl, provided we actually upgrade the surveyor and make it a little bit better. So yeah, good video, guys. Good missions, good fun. We're done. Take care. I'll see you another time. Goodbye.